bill, I definitely understand the intentions of the government in bringing this bill, but we should also think whether it's actually really the intentions are being actually carried out. The intent might be to prohibit children from working, but there are amendments which have been brought in this bill which actually go against the intention of the bill, and we have to understand that. We should also understand that I'm sure in this house everybody has a child at home, a son or a daughter or a grandchild or somebody at home. Would we even dream of thinking that the child should come home back from school and work with them, assist us? Go to a shop and sit and assist the father, or go to the fields. Will we allow our children at home to do this? None of us would. So what is not right for our children? What right do we have to expect children of other families just because they are not economically empowered? You can't take away the childhood of children who are not economically empowered. This is exactly what we are trying to do. I think we should really look at that and understand that they were taking away the childhood of children because they are economically depressed. Child labor is cruel, exploitative, socially and morally dangerous, and it should be eradicated entirely. And I'm sure everybody has the same opinion. I also like to bring to the notice of this house what happened in Tamil Nadu in the early 50s. The Kula Kalvi Tittam, which was brought by Rajaji. He said that children after school should go back home and do what their fathers, what their families were practicing, the same occupations, the same kind of work the parents were practicing. It was called it is actually caste-based education system. You go back home and continue with what your parents did, your families did, your caste did. There was a big opposition in Tamil Nadu against this, and he actually was made to resign because of this Kula Kalvi Tittam which he brought in the early 50s. And after that, Kamaraj, who took over as the chief minister, he scrapped this. So I'd like to remind you that a chief minister had to resign, was made to resign, because the entire state and the Dravidian leaders especially were against this. And they made sure that the system was scrapped, and I hope that history will not repeat itself in the central government. I'd like to bring this to the notice of this house. And we also should understand that we're talking about dropout rates in school, and of course, they were taking credit for, my friends were taking credit for something which happened in 2010 in Tamil Nadu. The dropout rate was brought down to 99 point. Yes, I'm just saying it was in 2010, 2011. Yes, 2010, 2011.
But,
okay.
No. Let her speak. No. Honorable lady member is speaking, so lady member should not obstruct. Lady member should not obstruct.
I'm not saying.
Navneet Krishnan, please. No, let her.
I'm not talking about child labor at all.
No, let her.
I'm the happiest if Tamil Nadu if Tamil Nadu does not have child labor, I'm the happiest.
You continue.
I'm very proud.
You address the chair.
Does not have child labor. I'm very proud.
No,
I'm very happy.
You address the chair.
Yes, sir,
don't look at the address the chair. You continue your speech.
So there are dropout rates in schools. It's just not because the children cannot go to school. Now the emphasis is on private schools. In many states, even in Tamil Nadu, I think many of the parents think that the private schools are much better than the government schools. I think the minister is here, and I take this opportunity to bring it up, to make sure that the public education system is improved. I'm not talking about only the central government run schools. I think even the state government, central government too should assist them to make sure that these schools are up to the mark, and there are state government schools. So I think this should be stopped to make sure that education is affordable to everybody, and not that everybody has to send their children to get the best education to private schools. I think this has to be taken. And one more issue is, do we actually really care about educating our children, or are we trying to bring out concrete blocks similar to each other from our education system? A child once, when I was talking to him, why does he hate school system so much? He told me, this education system is like asking a bird, a fish, a dog, and a snake. Exams here are like that. Asking a bird, a fish, dog, and snake to climb trees and say, the one who can do that the best, climb a tree the best, among the bird, the fish, the dog, the snake, that person is the best. That person gets the highest mark. What does a bird, fish, dog, what do they gain by climbing a tree? Nothing. But then that is, our education system is aimed at doing that. And we don't care about children who have difficulties in learning. So these children drop out. And these children automatically, because we don't care about helping them, we don't care about reaching out to them. And these children turn towards working because they have no choice for their future. So they immediately take up jobs because society and the families condemn them as useless. So I think education has to be inclusive to stop child labor. And apart from that, I think one important thing we also have to understand is that this bill says that children can go back home and help parents. How many parents are really aware of what is hazardous to the children or not? Not many parents are that aware or well equipped enough to understand what can be hazardous to the child. I mean, so many parents, we know parents did not willingly, knowingly send their children to work in fireworks factories or in cotton yarn factories. They did not know what will happen to the children, how the children's health will be affected. But they still sent them because they're not aware. Even today, when children go and work in the fields, the pesticides, we know what happened in Kerala because of the endosulfan. How many children, unborn children, were affected. So how many parents are really aware of how the pesticides will affect the children? Would we allow our children in our homes to do that? We will not. And today the school curriculum is so difficult for every child. If you expect a child to come back from school, help you with the kind of occupation you've been carrying out, how does the first child finish the homework, which is so much? How do they prepare for the tests, which practically every school believes in having a test every second day? How do they prepare? So you're actually encouraging children to drop out from schools and take up jobs. And child labor is one of the most important things. We cannot actually segregate child trafficking and child labor. They are interconnected. Children who are trafficked are mostly employed as cheap laborers in construction sites, domestic work, factories, and sold for child prostitution. During the period between 2010-2014, there were 3.85 lakh missing children, which means more than 77,000 children go missing every year. And among them, 63% were girls. More than 40% of them remain untraced even till today, over the years. So this Act should recognize these facts and should provide for rehabilitation of children and adolescents rescued. I think the Standing Committee has also insisted that rehabilitation is very important and it cannot be taken up by just one department, not the Labour Department. All the departments, the Women and Child Welfare Department and the Education, the HRD and every department has to, the Rural Development Department, there should be a concentrated effort by all the departments coming together to rehabilitate these children. Without that, nothing can really be changed in their lives. And on one hand, the government is pushing for schemes such as Skill India and skill certification, and the same government is indifferent to the plight of child laborers. And I think we cannot say that a child is a child only till 14. science has accepted, and all over the world it is accepted, that a child is developing emotionally till the age of 18. So we cannot take the childhood away. We cannot make the child till 8 just because they've crossed the age of 14 to go and work. And working atmosphere is not easy for any child. No employer is going to be considerate. We've seen how they've been exploited, and we've seen that abuses, and especially when it's a girl child, we've seen cases of sexual abuses happening also. So I think our children have to be protected, and I again like to raise this point that what we will not want for our children, I think we cannot allow any child in this country to undergo. Thank you, sir.
That is the standard to be measured. Sir? But we don't want our children to do. Should others do? Good thing.
कहने को तो नाम पाकिस्तान है, लेकिन हरकतें उसकी हर नापाक हैं। मैं कह हर हरकतें नापाक हैं। आज एक हमारे देश में कोई आतंकवादी मारा जा रहा है और हमारे आंतरिक मामलों में पाकिस्तान हस्तक्षेप करेगा।